Ways of thinking. Why is this happening? As we will see later in the chapter, the negotiator needs to understand what is going on around them in a negotiation. Not only we do need to know what is happening, we also need to have some ideas as to why it is happening. Chapter 11 includes a framework developed by Brett and Gelfand, which they use to identify cultural differences. One of the dimensions is attribution, where we look for reason why an event occurred. We can take one of two approaches as we look to attribute a cause to an event. First, we can look to the person, the position as the cause. If a person is late for a meeting, we might think, Bill is late, he's just not reliable, and in doing so, we have attributed the cause of event, being late, to Bill and his character. We probably won't then think too much of what Bill contributes as the meeting progresses. On the other hand, we might think Bill is late. The lift up from the floor he works on was busy when I was coming to this meeting. Here we are speculating that the reason for Bill's lateness was situational, outside of his control. The truth may be that Bill's is unreliable or that the lifts were busy or both, but we have already formed a judgment without really knowing. As part of an attempt to yourself, and we might find upon reflection that we tend to take either a dispositional or situational approach in our first look for an answer to the question, why is this happening? Our thinking will shape how we react. Also provides another example of how we might answer a why questions about our own performance. If it has gone well, we take the credit. If it hasn't, then the fault lies elsewhere. Table 2.1 Attribution. What do we think is causing this? Managing the use of personality and emotion in negotiation. Can personality or emotion be used as a tactic? Can the other party perceive weaknesses be used to our advantage? Even the phrases of the question conveys a competitive orientation that is probably not helpful to the negotiation. Use of a typical personality tactic would be to get the other negotiators annoyed, causing them to lose their temper and so reveal some critical information or make an unwanted concession. However, because of negotiation is two-sided and messy, the hope for results of any tactic are not guarantees. If the other negotiation control that anyone yet an annoyance and reciprocates the personality tactic with one of their own. Are you sure you can hold your temper and not do the very things you were hoping to entice from across the negotiating table? We are not robots, so we will show our feeling during the course of a negotiation. If we are completely controlled and wooden or poker face, then this will roughly heighten the subservience of the other party. Our emotions serve a useful purpose in establishing social relationships and shaping how issues are understood. So they are important in negotiation. If we come to a negotiation with a positive attitude that we will find a solution, this will engender a similar positive attitude in response. The friendly rules it is a fine balance. If we are too concerned to work together to find an outcome, then we will find paradoxically that we will often fail to find the best solution. See Chapter 5 for why did it is so. And if the negotiation turn competitive, we give away concessions. Similarly, continually emphasizing how well the negotiations are going will cause the other negotiator to wonder whether they are giving away too much and need to tough up. This is a reminder of the risk of using emotion as a tactic. For any tactic to work, it must be accurately understood by the other negotiators. We should not presume that it always will be understood. Expressing anger to draw out a concession is one effective tactic used by negotiators, but the result also shows that this strategy has its limitation. Negotiators can make fewer concessions to anger if they are more focused on understanding the situation, if they are under time pressure, or if they feel more powerful. This is why the three useful questions to ask, Chapter 1, are a helpful counter to an angry negotiator tactic. They help the negotiator to stay focused on the issue where the negotiation is heading, and so give a cognitive rather than an emotional response to the anger tactic. The three useful questions will also have to counter negotiators who employ a tactic explored by Syndrome. They found that when negotiators switched from being angry to being happy and back, they created a sense of unpredictability that resulted in the other negotiator feeling in control and leading them to make concessions. This can be countered by having a good sense of process. We will look more closely at process in Chapter 4 and how it works out in practice in Chapter 6, 7, and 8. Since showing anger seems to work, we might be tempted to think this could work, but it is when the negotiator recognizes the anger as genius that concessions are made. Anger, even genuine anger, is a way at trust, which does not have the negotiation. The level of trust will be lower still if it is discovered later in the negotiation that the anger was not genuine. If a negotiator is genuine anger about an issue or an offer, then it is better to direct the anger to the issue or offer rather than to the person.